Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing another Drew Struzan style painting, and this one is of Marty McFly. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're unaware, this is kind of a series that I am doing where I'm trying to paint like Drew Struzan. If you're unaware of who he is, I don't want to explain it in every single video. I feel like I don't want to repeat myself too much, but he paints posters. He painted a lot of posters, especially in the 80s. He did Back to the Future and Star Wars and just a lot of action adventure movies, and he's done like album covers and all that kind of stuff, and he has a very like distinct style. It's very like kind of dramatic and cinematic and just really cool. He has a lot of very like really intense lighting and stuff like that in his paintings, so that's kind of what I'm trying to emulate, I guess, and practice painting like, because I'm a huge fan of those movies and I'm a huge fan of the posters. So yeah, and I think it's a good way to kind of, I guess, better my skill in like painting people and painting, you know, understanding values and stuff like that, you know. So yeah, that's my goal with painting like Drew Struzan. I think a technique that he uses is like kind of like, there's like a painter, Rembrandt, who has a very like kind of distinct lighting he uses in a lot of his paintings. I don't think he still uses them, but yeah, it's just like the way he lights. A lot of people use Rembrandt lighting, I think, for like photography and stuff like that as well, and it's just a lot of like kind of contrasting light. I don't know, I'm not really good at talking about that. I'm not the person to go to for tips or breaking things down. Also, quickly, I need to apologize for my wet hair being in frame. I tried to cut a lot of it out, honestly, but I can't help it. I try so hard to not bend over, but I just, yeah, I need to get close and see what I'm painting. Anyway, yeah, so because Drew uses like Rembrandt lighting in, or like he uses that technique, I guess is what I mean. I think I might try painting like Rembrandt, I guess, for another video, and really just kind of understand the way he did his like values in his paintings. I think I really want to work on that in a lot of my art, is the values, because I don't know, I don't really use any specific techniques when I do things. I just paint what I see, you know, and I've never like studied or anything like that, really. I mean, I did do like TAFE, which is like a course for a year, but it was not very informative, if I'm being honest. Anyway, so I don't know, I'm probably just gonna watch some YouTube videos on how to paint like Rembrandt, and then I might do a video myself on and practice, and yeah, because I don't know, I'm a big fan of learning and improving my art, so that's kind of my goal with this channel, is to just kind of show my process. So yeah. Anyway, if you have any tips, please let me know, because any sort of suggestions, comments, anything, it's always helpful and nice to hear what anybody has to say, not like in regards to techniques or just like my videos, just anything, the painting, I don't know, whatever. So this is the third painting I've done in trying to do like a Drew Struzan style. First one I did was Qui-Gon, and then there was Watto. I have a playlist on my channel if you'd like to watch those ones. I'll leave it linked in the description of the video. Anyway, so first thing I did was I'm just doing like my base kind of layers of watercolor. Normally when I do a portrait, I like to do blue and yellow and like a reddish color, like in individual layers, just to kind of get the basic skin tone, and then I build up from there. Normally I do very light layers with my watercolors. I just like to, I don't normally go super intense super quickly with my layers. I like to really build it up, and that's why I like paints. Like, I like these core paints because they layer really, really well. They don't like lift up with layers or anything like that. I also like Sennelier as well. They're really good for portraits too, and just doing a lot of layers to build up color and saturation. So yeah, if you are someone that likes to paint like that, then those are some recommendations I have. I mean, most paints do build up well, but I think these two, in my experience so far, of the paints that I've tried, work the best. So somebody did ask in the short I posted why I did the blue and the yellow just to paint like orange on top, which was a really good question. I think I have spoken about it before, but I'm going to repeat myself. But it's just because the blue is just a really good, like, there's a lot of blue in our skin tones, in like every skin tone. There's like greens and blues and purples and very different undertones, and painting the blue first, it's a technique that I forget who I saw do it, but there was somebody I saw do it and it's just a good way to get like a very clean skin tone, because you can layer the blues on top. But I feel like when I do that, which I feel like I did do a little bit in this painting, it kind of makes a more muddy skin tone. So I don't know, ever since I started using that technique, I feel like my skin tones are a lot cleaner, so that's why I do that. Also, I just bought a new microphone for this because I got a comment on the last video I posted, which was like talking about different art supplies I had, and somebody said that my audio was very quiet because I didn't use a microphone. I just used like what was with my phone. I'm literally just recording everything on my phone, and yeah, I talk very quiet because I don't want my roommates to hear me or to like bother them. But so I picked up this microphone. I did have some other ones that I used in the past, but I feel like they were a little bit too low quality. This one was a little bit more expensive, and I think it's pretty good. But I'll let you guys be the judge of that, if you think it's good enough or not. I don't know. I'm probably not going to buy another one until I feel like investing more money. But yeah, I also want to get a proper camera because my phone is really it doesn't enjoy me recording so much. I've had this phone, I mean, honestly, I don't want to get into like phones and how we buy so many, like, upgrade our phones so often, but I haven't bought a new phone for like 3 years, which I feel like is kind of a long time in most people's standards. I don't know, but it still works. I mean, the battery is probably dying. I need to replace the battery because I don't know, I don't want to buy a new phone, and it's cheaper to replace the battery, and this phone works fine for me. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. but I want to get a proper camera, I think, just because that way I don't have to keep like I'm like I have like no storage left on my phone, and I need to delete a lot of things, and then in order to like film more videos. So yeah, anyway, I'm not going to be doing that for a while though, because those are expensive, and yeah, I can't afford it at present. Anyway, I don't know, I think the camera quality is decent enough for now. I don't know, hopefully it doesn't bother you. I realize I haven't talked enough about what I'm actually painting, what I'm doing with my painting. I don't know, this is the thing, I'm not very good at explaining my art. So hopefully the more I do these videos, the better I am at that, but yeah, I'm not good at teaching or explaining things, but yeah, I'm just building up a lot of layers, mainly using like just the 2 reds I have there, and then like the blue and a bit of the Payne's grey. I think it's mainly what I'm using to deepen the shadows and stuff like that. I kind of want to have, I think the shadows could be a little bit more cool, but yeah, I think that's kind of what makes a good contrast for these kinds of paintings, is like having that really warm kind of highlight area and like very cool shadows, and that kind of gives you that really nice contrast, because if you have the warm and the cool and like the complementary colours and stuff like that, you know, colour theory, all that kind of stuff. Not very good at explaining it. Don't know how I feel about how the hair turned out. I think it looks alright now as I'm doing the watercolour bits, but I think when I did the pencil, I just think I went a little too ham with the highlights. And that's something I need to work on too, is kind of being a bit more sparing with my white and stuff, even though obviously there's a lot of really intense highlights in Drew Struzan's kind of paintings. I think if I'm more sparing with the like pure white that I use, it would look a lot better. Watching the video back, you know, after a few days of having the painting finished, I think it turned out pretty good, if I do say so myself. Yeah, I just think in my next one I'm going to try and be a little bit more sparing with the hearts, because I don't think the white needs to be like, it doesn't need to be like pure white against like black, you know, to make that good contrast. I think it can, they just have a lot of very light colours, but not the pure white, I think, if I save it. Yeah, there's this YouTuber I watch, I guess, and her name is Lindsay Wyrick, or her channel is called The Frugal Crafter. Anyway, been watching her literally for years. I have no idea how long, like at least like 7 years. She's amazing. She's just so like down to earth. Anyway, I love her videos because she's been painting for a very long time, and she's just really good at teaching, I guess, and talking about different techniques. And she was saying, like, it's good to save, like, I think she was painting with like gouache or like pencil or something, and she was saying that it's best to like save the really dark and the really like the black and the white for like the last little details that you do, instead of doing them like as you paint, because it kind of, I don't know, I don't remember exactly what she said, but she said it's better, so I just do what she says. But I didn't do what she says in this but I need to, I think, do that better, because I think it kind of helps you understand the values a bit more if you kind of save those and don't just go straight into using super dark and super light, you know. So yeah, I think in my next one I will try to be more sparing with the white, and make the contrast a bit more with the other colours I have. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm saying, honestly, and I hope that's okay with everybody watching, because that's kind of the vibe of my channel. I think is just, especially with the voiceovers I do, it's really just a pretty random train of thought. So I just, if you're not interested in hearing people that don't have any idea what they're saying as I say it, then I'm sure there's other people that are more your taste. But yeah, I don't know. I try to write like a bit of a script, and then I go, I can't say it because I feel so inauthentic when I'm like I try to read as I'm going, and then I'm just like, it just sounds wrong. So it's just easier. I feel like it sounds better when I just speak from the heart, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Also, I am so excited that I have 98 subscribers right now as I'm recording this. It's crazy. I guess that doesn't seem like a lot, but I've only been doing this for like 2 months, I think, so it's a lot to me, and I'm so grateful already. I'm so excited to keep going. This has been really fun so far, so yeah, anybody that has subscribed, I really appreciate it, and any sort of feedback or support, again, it's so welcome, and I'm so just excited to do this, I don't know, I'm just so excited about this, I guess. So anyway, thank you for that. So yeah, this is the bit that I was talking about with the hair. I think I just did a little too much. I mean, looking at it, it doesn't look bad. Honestly, the painting looks really good. But I just think I need to not go too crazy with the highlights straight away, I think, because I was looking at it as I was painting, as I was drawing, I guess, and I was just like, it just doesn't look right. But also, standing back, you can kind of get a better view of the painting. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, my friend's mom always says, like, the difference between a good haircut and a bad haircut is like 3 weeks. And I feel like that's the same kind of, like, it's the same for like paintings, I guess. The difference between a good painting and a bad painting is like a few days of like not looking at it or not working on it. Like once you finish it and you like don't look at it or work on it for a bit, and you come back to it and you go, oh, actually this looks good, or better than I thought it did. And that's how I feel about this painting. It, like, when I finished it I was like, oh. But looking back at it now and watching the video, yeah, I do think it looks pretty good. But obviously I'm not at Drew Struzan level greatness yet, but I think I'll get there. Yeah, and if anybody that is watching knows a lot about Drew Struzan and or paints like him or whatever, again, suggestions and tips. I love to hear feedback or other people's insights. I also wanted to quickly let you know, I don't know if I've talked about it too much, but I did start an Etsy to kind of sell some art. So far I've made 3 sales, which I'm so excited about. One of them was my best friend. Still counts. Anyway, so if you are interested in purchasing any paintings, I do. It'll be linked in the description. Obviously no pressure to go and buy anything, but if you would like to, that would be great. So far I only have like postcards and cards up there, but I might put my bigger paintings and their portraits and stuff like that up there, but I'm just a little worried about these ones specifically because they're like characters. I don't know if there's like copyright and stuff like that involved, I don't know. So, I don't know, I'll have to look into that, but I'll definitely post any other paintings I do that aren't characters. Yeah, anyway, if you'd like to purchase any of the character ones, though, maybe I can do like you can message me or something like that, I don't know. Anyway, also, please suggest any characters you'd like to see me paint, too. I want all the recommendations. I already have a lot of characters I do want to paint, but, you know, I want to paint what you want to see as well. So, yeah. Looking on this part of the sleeve, when I was working on it, I was like, this doesn't look like a sleeve at all, this looks so weird, and I tried to do that little paisley kind of design he had, and I was like, this just doesn't look correct. But when I'm like looking at it from afar, from the video, it looks a lot better. But when you're like zoomed in and you know how I like to work is all hunched over, I'm like, that doesn't look right at all. And now I'm doing the hand, and the hand, hands are like some of the hardest things to paint or to draw or whatever. But like, I don't know, drawing the structure of the hand was fine, but I don't know why, like painting or drawing or colouring, whatever, the skin of the hand is so much more difficult than doing the face. I don't know why. I think it's just a lot of different kind of lines and like, I don't know, different bumps, not bumps, but different like levels to the hand, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, but it's hard. Well, it's not hard, it's just different. Yeah, that's another thing Lindsay, the frugal crafter, says. I call her Lindsay like we're best friends. We're not, we don't know each other personally, but she says like, like nothing is harder to paint than anything else, it just takes longer. And it's kind of true. I think it's just because I like how the hand turned out. I think it turned out alright, it just took longer to do. But yeah. And again, once I get to the gouache, it's like I definitely went too ham with the gouache. I think I need to keep the gouache parts just to like the really white highlights and stuff like that, because looking at the hand now, I'm like, the hand looks good, and I feel like I went a little bit crazy on the hand with the gouache, you'll see. Anyway, also I really like how I drew, like I coloured in a bit of the jacket and stuff with pencil, and I like the texture it had, but I kind of went over it a bit with gouache. It's alright. Yeah, anyway, overall very pleased with how this turned out, and I think I am getting better. Like, already looking at my Qui-Gon one, I mean, I didn't do like, it's not, the Qui-Gon one wasn't really a good kind of complete painting, but anyway, comparing like this to the last painting and the Qui-Gon painting, I already feel like I've improved a little bit. If you like look at those videos, yeah. So yeah, overall I think I'm doing better, and I'm excited to paint more. Again, suggestions of characters to paint, I'd like to hear them. But yeah, there's only a few minutes left of the video, so I think I'm gonna leave it here and leave you to the rest of it. But thank you so much for watching. Sorry again that I'm all over the place. I'm gonna apologize in every single video, I think, until I have more of a rhythm on what I'm doing. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Goodbye.